afternoon, everyone, and welcome to DIFM Live, our DIFM conference. I'm Robin Keller, your podcast interviewer and the training and events advisor here at NWIRC. We created this podcast to give you an inside look at the work we do every day to support manufacturers and the challenges that they're navigating. Our conference is just 41 days away from today. We're going to be at the Erie Bayfront Convention Center on March 25th, and our doors open at 8:30. This week is the last week for manufacturers to sign up for that early bird pricing, so we hope you sign up today, and we hope we see you there. So let's get into it. Our next speaker is Chad Courtney, and he's an operational excellence specialist who works hands-on with manufacturers to improve performance and embed continuous improvement into the way work actually gets done. Chad's approach goes beyond tools and terminology. He focuses on the people, behaviors, and leadership practices to drive real, measurable results on the shop floor and across the organization. Today, he'll be sharing practical insights drawn from real manufacturing environments, ideas you can apply immediately as you continue your operational excellence journey. So, hello, Chad.
Hi, Robin. How are you today?
I'm good. Nice to see you. Do you mind just telling us a little bit about your background and how you got into operational excellence?
Sure, absolutely. So about 20 plus years ago, I started at a semi-custom cabinet factory in Northeast Ohio, and I started as an operator on an hourly position on the floor and worked my way through production leadership roles, including a manufacturing manager. And during that time, we were one of the largest semi-custom cabinet builders in America at that point, and we adopted some lean and operational excellence techniques while we were there, and we started out and we've seen the need to kind of be very competitive and use lean tools, which is now operational excellence tools, to give us a competitive edge.
So you got some street cred. I love that. Thank you, Chad. So when manufacturers hear operational excellence, what do you think they most often misunderstand?
Well, I think most manufacturers misunderstand it's not a reduction of force. It's not a faster, less labor. It's actually a respectful pursuit of perfection.
Well, in today's manufacturing environment, why is operational excellence more critical now than it was, say, 5-10 years ago?
I would say operational excellence is more critical now because our end users are demanding more due to the digital age and everybody wanting something now, quicker, faster, better. All customers, including ourselves, that's how we look. That's how we look at things. Like how can I get it faster? How can I get the same quality? And then how do I enjoy that more quicker? And so I think that's a big challenge for some manufacturers, and it's definitely a highlight. Now, I'm real excited about now that artificial intelligence is starting to develop a little bit more in the AI world. I'm really interested to see how this is all going to play together. So it's pretty exciting.
I know. I think we all are. We're really excited to see where AI is going to go, and I know that we are working towards being experts in the AI field throughout companies. So we are looking at internally. We did some operational excellence in our company, and you helped us. Full disclosure, because you work with us. So, but you did some operational excellence for us. Can you describe that?
Yeah. So what we did was we did a value stream mapping in our accounts payable process. Mind you, I was about 60 days into it with the team, and I had to really rely on those that knew. But I reflected on some of the things that I learned in the past, high level, and then actually I felt that it worked out really well for the team. There was a big reduction in time, but also it helped keep me. I wasn't an expert, so I was just asking the questions and continued to ask the questions to understand to those that were the experts and we mapped it out. We showed some gains, and it's very exciting just to see how that worked. And then the team that owned that process has now been looking at, all right, what else can we have? And it was real simple because we just seen a double approval process, so we're just like, why would we do that? Like, why can't we do that already in the beginning, and that's enough? So pretty exciting.
I like that. I know you don't have to be a financial expert to understand the process. The process is the same. It's being lean, it's getting rid of waste, and it's finding that. And it's kind of nice as an outsider to the finance process. You were probably fresh eyes on things. And I can see you doing that in manufacturing and other manufacturers, even though you may not do powdered metal. I'm sure you can find a process improvement in powdered metal. So you personally, Chad, how do you define operational excellence?
I currently define operational excellence as the pursuit of perfection in everything in manufacturing. And that is the actual manufacturing. That could be the actual person development. It can be the process development. It also can be just how we manufacture, and even the office side of things. But for me, the pursuit of perfection is how I would describe operational excellence. And sometimes, that's a great question that some of our clients do ask you, what does that really mean, Chad? And so that's how I look at it. And then it's just the continual process to make things better.
That's cool. That's great. And, how do you define your role with manufacturers in the operational excellence world? And do you have an example of what you've done in a manufacturer and helped their operational excellence?
So yeah, I've been out on, obviously, meeting new teams and evaluating where they're at. And I think one of the biggest things that really helps in my value is the go-see or the Gemba. I'm very interested to hear, this is how we do things in the office setting, and here are some of the numbers we're looking at, and here are some of the processes. But where my value is to others is going to see where the processes are, understanding the flow, trying to understand what their customer needs are. That's kind of at a high level, and obviously we wouldn't get right into all the weeds, but and then just kind of look at how many times we're moving things, or how much we're touching things, or what are the quality expectations, and are there special certifications, and then trying to put that process together and then summarize it. That's kind of, that's one of the big things that I think is very valuable for people. And then relating to the teams, is keeping it real humble. I always have a handshake and treat people with respect. And I think that that's a big part of building relationships with our clients.
Yeah. Do you think that it's hard when you go into a manufacturer, they think they're over here doing really well, and you kind of go in and say, well, I see some improvements in this process. So how do you think they are versus where they actually are? And is there a generalization for that?
Well, for me, again, it goes back to the greeting and building the trust. The presentation is always key. Most people always feel that they are better. And hey, most have been doing it for a while. They're good at what they do. And most people, as you build the relationship and they respect the conversation that you're having, really take point in what you're suggesting or offering. And then it usually just builds more conversations.
I have learned that when you get your product, you don't really care how you got it, how it was made, but a forklift moving something 20 feet did not change my product. So, but you making the process better or faster, that's where the quality lies. So that's super cool. Those are the great things you do. I'd like to talk about the conference, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
So actually, last year, you went to DIFM 2025 as a manufacturer. You worked in a plant. What did you like about last year's conference?
Well, for me, last year, it was great. And I'll start with the NWIRC team met you at the door, greeted you, and treated you like you were a celebrity. And that's how it was. It was very comforting for me. for the opportunity and the game and the challenge. What was really great was working with a group of folks that I just really made acquaintances with. It also helped me kind of network amongst some other teams, but it also kind of gave me a realization of some of the challenges that I was having, that other companies were having, and may not have been the same manufacturing window, but manufacturing as a whole. And then I also, to this day, I still am in contact with some of the folks that I met. So the networking side was good. And then I also, know some of the teams that actually help meet new people and build a stronger supply chain from the meetings that they created at the conference. So there was a lot of great things there. I really liked the interaction of the teams and the people, and then it was really good.
Aw, well, thanks, Chad.
Yeah.
A lot of our attendees love the chance to connect with other manufacturers. Obviously, you did too. Why do you think peer-to-peer learning is so valuable, especially in the operational excellence world?
Well, I think the peer-to-peer is super valuable. As you're building relationships, everybody has similar challenges, but also has different ways of going around to get them. And the operational excellence side is being able to listen to the opportunities. Being humble, trying to maneuver what you need to do for the best for the end user or the customer. So from my perspective, the teams, while they were there, did a really good job of trying to culminate that relationship. And most, being that it was the game was kind of different and put you in a different scenario, and we all had some different roles. It helped give you a better understanding of some of the challenges of different positions that may be at your current site or company. So it was pretty neat.
Well, what do you think? For leaders, obviously the conference is a no-brainer. It's great for them to attend. But what about frontline people? What about your mid-level supervisors? Why do you think that they should attend an event like this?
I feel that when mid-level or frontline leadership attends this event, they get the opportunity to kind of, again, build a relationship potentially with somebody that isn't their direct leader. It also gives them the ability to go in and select a few breakout sessions for some training of different ideas and concepts. And again, I think that, as our supervisors and frontline leaders, just to build and have the communication with others about some of their challenges, it helps build the confidence. I also think that it's great that people were able to pull out from what they're doing from the day to day and see what's going on.
Mm-hmm. I love that. And speaking of breakout sessions, you are leading a breakout session at our upcoming manufacturing conference. So what excites you being a part of this event now as a breakout session leader?
Well, what excites me is I'm excited to talk about the Gemba and then relate it to those that are going to be in the room and making it relevant. What also excites me is it's my personal touch. It's my part of the advancement or even giving somebody the idea of, hey, I never thought of that. I really enjoy that. I really like seeing people grow in the learning side of it. I also get real excited about people learning and meeting other folks and just building those relationships. And I'm really excited about helping culminate that relationship.
All right, Chad, right off the cuff, what's Gemba mean?
Gemba means is the go see, go see where it's happening, go where the work's being done. Get out there. What you see in a conference room or what your digital side showing you. And if you ever have problems, you just go out, see what's going on, go work with the folks. And it could be not only just production; it could be safety opportunities arise. It could also be, environmental things. There's a whole gamut of things. And I'll tell you, one of the biggest things for me when doing Gembas was building respect and trust. It's a great opportunity for teams to get to meet their leaders, get a little personality, get some character going, and have a little bit of fun.
Yeah, sometimes you only talk to your leader when something's going wrong. So it's kind of nice if a leader goes out and actually looks at some things that are going right and then talking about the respect and trust. So that's a nice thing. Just go to where the action is. I love it. Um, what's one thing, though, you think that the attendees at your breakout session are going to walk away with and be able to actually take back to their plant?
I hope one of the things that they take away is just the openness to think outside the box. Obviously, I'm encouraging folks to go see where it happens, and then build the relationships, build the process, continually improve, ask for help. Just building the total picture of not only just the processes and the parts and the quality of the parts, but build your team, build those that want to be your future leaders, lead by example. There's some good things that I hope that they grab out of it. That's more than one, Robin. I apologize.
That's okay. You can talk about as many great things about the conference and your breakout session as you want. I know that we're going to have several great speakers as well. We're going to have you're actually a part of an activity that's going to happen in the morning. Do you want to briefly give us a little sample of what that might look like?
Well, I know that we've been kind of tight-lipped around this, and I know that we're not supposed to show everything here, but I know that there's going to be some opportunities for the teams to engage with others. I also know that there's going to be some questions and some dialogue and some team building. There's going to be some challenges. There's going to be some evaluations. There's going to be some point guarantees, some value of the answering of some questions. Um, it's That's kind of what I can let you know right now. It's going to be pretty neat. It's going to be pretty interactive, and we hope the teams really get a lot out of it. Obviously,
Yeah, they're just going to have to come to the conference to find out.
you got that right.
All right. Well, I do want to wrap things up, but I'd really like to know what's one piece of encouragement you could give to a manufacturer leader that's feeling overwhelmed by today's challenge? Sorry.
I would say, for any leader that's really challenged today, which is a lot. I mean, there's a lot of folks that are stretched, and we see it quite often. I think the biggest thing is what currently bugs you. Go out and draw a line in the sand and say, I'm going to make an improvement for tomorrow. And even if it's a small one, it just makes tomorrow that much easier. And then when you're out there doing that, you may build some confidence with some team members that see you're out there, that you're doing it, and and I say this all the time, is it'll make your smiles better. It'll make your Sunday scaries go away, just a little at a time. And just there's people here to help. We're always here. We're available. I think at some point, if you want to contact, we're gonna flash my email address up here at some point. But there's a lot of things. And then the other thing is build relationships with your team, with your leadership, and make sure that you have an understanding of what your goals are. And just continue to communicate and talk to folks. That is key.
Oh, Chad, this was so much fun. I feel like the audience got to really get to know you. And I know you haven't been with our team very long, but I feel like you've been with us forever. So I really appreciate you coming on. And if anybody has any questions about operational excellence, please reach out to Chad. He is always willing to talk about it. He's passionate about it, and he is just a great team member. And you will definitely reap the rewards of his extensive knowledge. So thank you so much, and everyone have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, Robin.